Yeah, look, it's been a good week so far, and we still have a lot left to do before the weekend. And we're looking forward to Houston. We know it's a team that is going to be a really tough opponent. I think they're actually playing really well, and the points are coming for them at some point. We want that to come after this weekend at some point. But yeah, we know that we know a lot about them. Very similar to last year, doing a few different things, but you know, a climate that'll be challenging, a team that's built for possession, some really interesting players. Jack McGlynn that they made the trade for from Philadelphia, and Bassi in those pockets. They have some interesting players that pose some challenge. Our mindset going into the weekend is what we've talked about: is consistency, trying to build on good performances. The one against San Diego, Charlotte recently. So that's it. We have a process right back to the drawing board this week, and we're excited for the challenge.
Coach, the formation change last week was obviously very successful, the high press. What are you expecting to take into this weekend?
Well, yeah. Look, the different guys getting healthy. Calvin was out, but he's training now. We know we could rep the 4-2-3-1, and we're comfortable in this. Yappy was strong as a second striker, so we've looked at a few things this week, and regardless, our principles don't change, our behaviors don't change, what we do, and I don't know if Ben Olsen's listening over there, my friend. We're gonna come after you, man. And you guys are good, but that's our way, brother. So we're up for that challenge, and we know we can high press. We know teams can beat our high press, but we are at our best when we are intensive and that we're aggressive and proactive in all the phases. So yeah, the new system that we rep the 4-2-2-2 in possession. It's interesting for sure, and we'll be thinking about it.
Coach, you saw Georgie, Hoffa, and Cole all get on the score sheet together in a game, I think for the first time this year. What's it mean for the team to have those guys all clicking at the same time like that?
Yeah, look, it always means something positive if our very best players are linking up and heating up. So, yeah, we work hard at these relationships on the pitch and training, and just the understanding, the sharpness, time, the space. This is the time of year Cole heated up last year too. Before last game, last year at that very moment he was on 2 goals. Now he's on 1, and he gets another goal production here with the assist. So it means a lot to our team. I mean, when your attackers are linking up and coming together. So we hope to build on that. Again, consistency is the word around here right now.
And then there's pretty lighter injury report than we've seen lately. How's the health of the guys going?
Yeah, we're pretty much going into the staff health. The staff injuries are doing okay. Head coach is a little banged up. Yeah, mostly we're good. We're getting guys really now fitness, right? Reggie Cannon pushing his minutes. That's why we had to take him off last game, coming back off an injury. Sam Vines will look to push his minutes. Again, Calvin Harris just took a knock in training, was out for a couple of days, back in training. Adam Beaudry, little ankle, but it's looking pretty good. He was out of training, so we're mostly pretty good. Ali Fidel out for just a little bit now with a knee, a little ligament strain, but we're getting there.
What do you do as a team when your players that you're expecting to score a bunch of goals have a slow start? Like maybe Kevin, he came on strong last year before the injury.
Kevin's gonna get his goals. He's way too willing. He loves scoring too much. He's way too fast and smart. Gets himself in good spots. What do we do when guys aren't scoring? We don't talk about it too much. We don't talk about not scoring too much. We just rep it in training, give the guys support, show confidence in players, get them in and around goal as much as possible. Let them experience success. Help them get into those positions. Upgrade our shots and our shooting positions, getting guys into finishing positions that upgrade their chances. So we don't bring, players might feel stress in those moments. I'm not scoring, got to get my goals in every sport, hoops, but you got to just sometimes let it come to you a little bit, not force things, stay loose, but a lot of it is our environment. We don't create a stressful environment here. We try to create an environment that's free for learning and for growing and experience mistakes, and then offer an environment that offers support to players, which is we rep them, we give them those minutes. So not that we don't do anything, we do a lot, but we don't talk too much about not scoring.
Kamani and Sam specifically are looking pretty good with R2. Your thoughts on their performances recently with them and how they could maybe integrate into the first team moving forward?
Yeah, look, they're both doing well. You know, Kamani, we check for understanding that his pressing, his defending, his counter-pressing, the positions that he's taking up defensively, he's doing a good job with that stuff. It's good that he gets himself a couple of goals, looking dangerous, because for attackers it always means a lot for them, their confidence. But so I think he's in a good way. Sam Bassett shows his versatility. He can play up the field as a 10. He can play in the 6. For me, he's a really reliable player. The tricky part is always when you have guys in a roster that's, we have some talent. We got guys deep in positions. Just finding ways to get them integrated, and it's not so easy all the time. So it's not for a lack of me thinking and the staff thinking, how can we get those guys what they really want is first team minutes. So it's, I think when we look ahead to May, when it's a lot of those 3 games in a week, and maybe this is a time that we can dig deep into the roster a little bit, but we'll have to see.
Coach, you touched on Darren Yappy a bit and how successful he was in the formation this weekend. Just in his first start to score, to draw the penalty kick so early, what are you and maybe other staff kind of putting in his ear before big performances like this, just to get him ramped up, to make sure he's keeping that pressure and continuing to put out good performances?
Again, I've worked with young players before, younger than Yaps, and it's not always saying too much to them before games. They want to play. They're hungry. Sometimes you got to leave them alone and just let them experience play. And when they're at their best, it's what makes the young players good. It's what makes Yappy good. It's not, we reduce the cognitive load. We don't overload them with information and positioning. But we give them starting points. I think it doesn't handcuff young players. I think it empowers them. It gives them some ideas, and that helps them. So with him, when he had the shoulder injury at the end of the year and surgery, he was on the sideline for a long time. He had to suffer through watching training and preseason, and now you just almost unleash a guy and let him go play. The challenge again for players is going to be consistency, and that when those performances aren't there or there's dips, that you just show belief in these guys. So my way with Yappy and our staff's way with Yappy is just to keep guiding him. Don't get in his way too much. Don't overcoach these guys, but you got to give him just enough. That's my philosophy with it, and I think he's in a good way right now, showing maturity on the pitch and a freedom, and that's when every player's at his best.